Getting multiple offers can be a competitive advantage for the seller in order to get a higher price for their property. While there's no size fits all approach when selling your house, here are a few little strategies, little tidbits for you in order to actually get multiple offers for your home. Number one would be to price it right. You definitely want to make sure that you look at comps, have the realtor look at comps. It's good to have in your own knowledge where like a realistic number of what your house really will sell for. A lot of times you'll see people list their house, they think their house is worth more than it actually is, and then the realtor just agrees with them, and then they list their house for a higher price, and then all they do is chase their home down on the market. I actually lost a listing back in February, and it's kind of funny because that house was on the market for 6 months. He chose another realtor. I said his house was, he could maybe get $1,650 for it, and I wanted to list it at $1,600 to really drive up, you know, the competitive nature of buyers, and it was starting to get a hot market again. And he decided to go with the realtor that wanted to list it for $1,850. Well, it's about to close here, and he got less than $1,600. So it's not good to ever overlist your home for sale at a higher price. Two is to have professional staging and photography. Again, I mean, it's very important how your house is presented on the market. A lot of people are looking online, and so the first thing that they're gonna do is see the pictures, and pictures are worth 1,000 words. So number three, you've got marketing and advertising. You wanna make sure that there's multiple channels that are going on where you're utilizing online listings, social media, YouTube, traditional marketing, you're doing open houses, you're considering public, brokers opens. It's really good. The more buzz that's going on about your house, the more people will get through the door, which means more offers. Number four is making necessary repairs and improvements. This is a really big one. A lot of times people can't see past some little thing that's going on with the house, like say a paint color, or if there's ugly flooring, or there's no curb appeal, or the backyard like fences falling down. It might cost you less money to make sure those improvements are done than it will when you list your home for sale. And number five, you want to make sure that if you're the seller, make sure that you're accommodating when people want to have showings. There's nothing worse than when a buyer wants to come to see the house, they're a qualified person, and they can't get in because you've got something else going on, or you hear, even looking on the MLS, and you'll see fussy sellers and fussy show, like the way you show the property. Sometimes it turns people off. Sometimes they don't come back to your property. So you want to make sure that you get as many people through the door. Eyeballs, 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 people through the door. You see the trend. You see the trend that's going on. And number six, you want to hire the right realtor. You want to make sure someone who's knowledgeable about the market, knowledgeable about who your buyer is, knowledgeable about making sure to take care of the last 5 items I just mentioned. So that's really important. And someone that you get along with and have fun with, because this should be a fun and stressless process for you. The realtor should actually take on all the burden. So just remind them that if you're starting to get stressed out, it's their job, not yours, right? And number 7, you want to provide a comprehensive information. You want to offer full disclosures when the property goes and is listed online. You want to make sure that you're not hiding anything. This can actually hurt you in the long run, because if someone were to purchase the home and then they find out that there was like a sewer line or a drain line or some sort of issue that you actually knew about, and it was obvious that you knew about it and you didn't disclose it, you could potentially be sued. I've actually heard of horror stories back in 2021, 2020 that were actually foregoing inspections and waiving all their contingencies. They're now coming back and suing the previous homeowner. So make sure that you disclose. Number 8 is you want to consider timing. Timing's important. I feel like we're kind of getting more back into a more traditional real estate market, which is when we're getting into the winter months, which is typically when people are starting to think about the holidays, thinking about going back to school. They're back to their normal lives. you're gonna have a higher demand of buyers in the springtime and in the summertime, going into the summertime, because schools are out, people are thinking about their next step. Are they transitioning? Are their kids graduating? Are their kids getting older? Is their family growing? That's typically a time where it's a little bit busier. So, you know, you can never time the market, but it's just good to be knowledgeable about the ups and downs of the real estate market. And one little funny fact is I actually heard this, and it actually is true. Typically, like when there's open houses going on, your Sundays are a little bit busier than your Saturdays. And they say that after the Super Bowl, there tends to be more buyers out shopping. And it's kind of true, because I think once football's over, the men are like, fine, I'll go to this open house with you, or I'll get serious about buying a house now that football season's over. So just a little tidbit. We're so predictable as Americans. Number 9 is you want to create an inviting and warming environment for buyers to come into the home. Something I always tell my sellers is we've got to depersonalize your house. You can't have photos of your family that they're like these huge portraits above a fireplace. They need to feel like the house is a little neutralized and is somewhere where they can actually be in that space and they're not coming into your space. You want to make sure that the house is neat and it's clean. Nobody wants to go through a house that's dirty. I like dirty houses, but that's because I'm trying to get a deal. So don't be that person, because people will want a deal as well. So that's a little tidbit for you. Remember, the best approach, depending on the specific property and conditions, collaborating with an experienced real estate professional who understands the local market can provide invaluable guidance in implementing these strategies in order for you to get a multiple offer situation. If you have questions, let me know, comment below, subscribe to my channel. I really appreciate it. Thumbs up, do your thing. If you thought this was helpful, or if there's other videos that you're interested in seeing, let me know. Appreciate it. Thanks. Bye.